You see? Come on, man.
And we're live.
And we're live, man. Welcome, folks, to the Coffee and Bean SEO show. Featuring Brother Scott. And
what's up, Darren? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling, man. It's been a long time, man.
It has been a long time.
You know what
it's
I'm
been so long that Google Hangouts has added an entire toolbox that we haven't played with yet.
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool toolbox, if you ask me. Well, it's still in construction.
I added an overlay, but I don't even know what that is. So maybe we'll see it when we publish.
No, you don't. I'm looking at it. No, it doesn't work, man. So it's kind of sucks.
I'll look at it on my phone and see if I see anything.
No. Man, it sucks, man. Anyway.
Load last lower third. Enable auto load. I don't even know what any of this stuff means.
Yeah. The labels suck load, man. It's still saying work in progress. This section of the app is not ready yet. Please come back later. Anyway, man. So, yeah. So, man, it's been a while, man. I'm actually drinking coffee right now.
I'm not. It's 2:20 p.m. on Good Friday, so I'm done drinking coffee at 11 a.m.
Yeah. My daughter got mad at me this morning. I was like, you know, what's today? And she was like, it's Friday. And I was like, what's special about today? And she was like, I don't know. I made her look it up. I was like, well, Google it. And she was like, well, how do I Google it? And I said, you know how to Google it. Don't play.
I wonder what it says. Did you say, did she Google what's special about today?
Yeah.
What did it say? It's Good Friday?
It came up today is Good Friday, man.
That's cool.
I was like, dang, man, that is cool, man. That is cool. So, but the purpose is you're not drinking any coffee, man. You just kill the whole mood, man.
I'm having some water, some artesian well water from Memphis, Tennessee tap water.
What? Oh, man. Straight from the Mississippi River, right?
We got artesian wells, dude. That stuff's coming up from way down below and what comes through some sand and stuff.
Yeah, some natural aquifers.
Yeah.
See, we have those here, man.
Okay.
You come through the limestone.
I don't know if y'all's is as tasty as ours, but
okay, there you go. See, Indiana, man. I don't know. Well,
tap water,
different, buddy.
Some tap water beef.
All right.
I'm going to SEO, Coffee Beans and SEO to see if I can if there's any overlay or any cool. I'm going to SEO. I see nothing.
No, it's nothing.
I see no special.
Yeah, meaning that it's still a work in progress. They probably shouldn't even put it up here, man.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, guess what else I see on here right quick?
Wow, me.
No, we have one viewer.
Oh yeah, man. No, we got two watching now. Wait a minute. Hold on. There's something wrong, man. There's one. I'm watching here. You're watching there, and we got two people, man.
It just says one. Oh wait, maybe it's live chats just one. It says one viewing one right now or one viewer.
I'm gonna say, hey y'all, hey, put this in the.
I'm sure we'll have like 20 to 30 viewers in there in the next 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, man. You know that, man.
All right. Anyway, done playing with Google Hangouts.
Yeah, as you can see, man, in the description box, we talk about creating an awesome SEO presentation because this is the best SEO presentation ever.
This is the best planning an SEO presentation ever.
Okay. Well, there you go, man.
We keep expectations in line. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, hey, man, this is to start, man. Let's start the plan. All right, man.
All right.
So let's talk about this SEO plan. What's the whole purpose of it?
So to give you some context, I've been asked to give an SEO presentation next week to talk about SEO. All right, which as you can probably identify with, that's like the hardest thing. Like, just talk about SEO. And you're like, so, and my first question is like, okay, well, who's the audience? Like, do we have, business owners or people that work for companies or DIY or looking for, to hire people? And the answer I got is all of the above. So, where I'm going from there, and I've just been like kind of brain dumping stuff. And let me give you some context. Recently, I heard a talk where a guy was given he was given the basics of SEO talk, right? And so he started talking about title tags and started talking about images and started talking about links. And the audience started asking questions. And you probably like where that goes. It's like the answer to every question they ask is it depends. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. How do I present on SEO and avoid, or not avoid, but
Limit.
minimize all those it depends. Like I don't want every question they ask for me to say it depends. So one tactic with that is I want to start off by showing search intent and how search results change based off of search intent. And therefore, if you have a question, then the first thing you should do is search Google and look at the top 10 results and try to identify the commonalities on your own. So this is kind of like to give you a specific example, image files. Like one of the questions at that thing I was at, someone asked about naming images. And this particular person was asking about, they do like a blog with recipes. So they asked about naming their images, like naming image file names and also alt text. And so, there's other people sitting in the room that have that same question, but they have a completely different website. And so the answers to those two people are going to be different. Like, one could be heavily on what's in the image, and another one could be heavily on the brand of the website, like the website name. So I would like to somehow quickly educate the audience on, if you have a question like that, then the first thing you should do is Google, search Google for something similar, open the first 10 search results, and then look at the file name and image alt text for every single image on all 10 of those pages, and you kind of like reverse engineer the answer there. So that was a thought.
That's a long way around saying it depends.
Yeah, I don't want to be up there saying it depends the entire time and
Well,
make them feel like they can't do anything on their own. I'd like to give them. I kind of like to give the I mean the people that are already knowledgeable about SEO. I'd like to give them some extra stuff, but at the same time, the people that are very basic, I'd like to give. I'd like everybody to be able to take away something.
okay. Well, we know a couple things to be true, right?
What do we
One,
know?
well, we know you can't be everything to everybody, right? So you
Yep.
can't know that. So we have to clearly define what's the commonality of this avatar, right? The customer. So if we're going to provide, but we know we can't provide everything to everybody, but we can try. So what's that one thing that everybody needs? So what's the commonality of the avatar?
Here's another end goal for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be offering on page services, right? Either auditing on page content or helping them determine what they need on page. So another theme that I'd like to address and educate and hit on is the importance of on page and why it all starts with on page. And you want to focus on your on page before you get all distracted by links and citation and all the off page stuff. Like start with what you can control. You can control all the on page now, hopefully, if it's your website. So that's another thing that I want to mention backlinks. but I kind of want to. This is another thing where it's like, all right, here's another it's like a 15-minute talk, 10 to 15 minutes with like 10 minutes of Q&A. So if here was my thought about links. If people want to know about backlinks and they ask about them all the time. So if I say, your backlinks are kind of votes for you from other websites, kind of people pointing to you saying, this person does this thing that I'm linking to them for in context of whatever, and how you can do that on your own website. So kind of like educate them on interlinking by explaining backlinks.
That's heavy lifting right there, man.
Well,
it could be, man. I mean, talk anchor
yeah.
talk.
Well,
yeah.
I think what I'm kind of trying to figure out is like, is there 5 like things I could just hit on for like maybe 2 minutes each?
Yeah, the 5 keys to great on-page SEO.
Ooh, that's good. Did you write that down?
Oh man, let me write it down.
I'm teasing you. I got it.
Yeah, I'm holding some nail clippers, man. So that actually wouldn't have worked at all.
5 great. What'd you say? The 5 great what of on-page SEO?
Yeah, 5 top aspects of on-page SEO. Something like that, man.
All right.
Quick.
So let me. I gotta share an example with you. So here's one of the examples that I actually just heard in a book this week that I'm going to use, and it's like how some search terms like kick back e-commerce, and some search terms kick back things around you, and some kick back videos, and it's all searcher intent, right? Mm-hmm. So think about the difference between your search results for this: New York versus New York Times versus New York Times Square. Like,
okay,
that was in that book, The Plex, or in the Plex.
Huh. Okay.
So that, I thought that was a pretty good example. By just like tacking on one extra word, you're gonna get,
Yeah, you're gonna widen you're gonna change the whole meaning
mm-hmm.
of a word.
Go about like a city entity to a newspaper to a location.
Yeah.
All by just.
Yeah. What's the commonality though?
Well, the commonality is they all share New York.
Right, their own entity.
The New York entity. That reminds me of that guy that did the SEO video that you mentioned the other day. We don't have to get into all that, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Wow. Yeah, man. All right. So we got the 5 things about great on page.
Interlinking would be one.
Mm-hmm. What's the very first thing?
The URL.
Right. The URL structure. Yeah.
The URL. The on page. Well, I kind of want to hit on the structure of your content by giving an example of how different headers, the text is different size. So you're telling Google, like, this text is larger, so it's more meaningful than the smaller text.
Right. So you use like the outline description, because a lot of it has to do with just good writing.
Yep.
Right. Or at least all right writing.
Scannable writing.
Yeah, man. Scannable, easily scannable, man.
Header tag.
Scannable, but relevant.
Images.
Mm-hmm.
Links.
Yeah. What about word count, man? Are we looking at word count as something that matters?
I think that's part of, well, I think word count. I think like word count and images are kind of what I want to use that example of how to go look at the current search results for the search that you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that's when you kind of throw that in and say, all right, man, if everybody only has 20 words on their page, I don't think that you need 700.
Yep.
You know.
And I need to kind of touch on, well, I guess that's that New York versus New York Times versus New York Times Square.
Mm-hmm. It could be about an article written in the New York Times about New York Times Square.
That's right. Oh, dude. And then Google and us get in a loop and can't get out.
Yep, exactly. So how to write an article, the on page, and this is the example that we use for on page would be reading an art, we're going to write an article about New York Times, the New York Times Square in the New York Times. And this is how that article would look. This is how the structure of that page would look.
Okay, so I want to talk here a couple other points that I was thinking about hitting on. Buyer's journey.
Okay.
And satisfying the query.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's up to 7 points. I need to briefly touch on off page so that they have an understanding of on page versus off page.
Okay. So that's at the beginning then, right?
Yeah. So I think maybe buyer's journey, talking about, oh, dude, I got a good visual.
Yeah, got him to the page. Go ahead.
I got a real good visual from Frank Kern on why you should have content throughout the entire buyer's journey. How do let's see. Isn't there like a Google Draw or drawing?
Yeah, draw.io.
Okay. He did this at Traffic and Conversion Summit, and it was one of those like, oh man, that was a great way to illustrate something like quickly. And
are they tripwires going throughout the journey or what?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on if you're just talking about the buyer's journey in general, or if you're like getting into specific like SEO.
And then because my question, I guess the reason I'm asking that question is, on this particular presentation, could that get you lost in the weeds?
Oh, dude, every one of these topics could get me lost in the weeds.
Yeah. That's true.
Which is one of the reasons I mentioned this to you. Like, hey man, you want to like talk through this? Because every time I've kind of
so yeah, why not? Okay, so no, like, well, let's use the New York Times article about the New York Times Square.
Hold on, let me get you a visual real quick.
All right. Let me see. I got a Mr. T-shirt on there.
Oh, here we go.
Pity the fool.
Pity the fool. Okay, let me share my screen here. Ah, nice. Oh, we got props now.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
I gotta get some props. All right, here we go. You see a triangle with a line?
Yes, I do, man. So
okay, so
that's the Illuminati, man.
Here's how. Oh yeah, there you go. start SE Coffee Beans and SEO gets conspiracy theory.
There you go.
So here we go. Here's what Frank was saying. Whoop. Let's see. Okay. Is this a, oh, that's a double-sided. Anyway, that didn't really work. Okay. So his thing, and he had this like just up on a sheet of paper that he drew a triangle real quick. And he said, if you think of this as like all the possible ways that, all the queries, all the ways people could be researching before they buy and leading up to this point at the top where they buy, like you don't know how they're going to get to this point where they're ready to buy, because all this down here could be, Googling on or viewing YouTube or talking to friends or seeing it on social media. There's just endless, countless places, right, where they could be getting educated on whatever it is that you have to offer. But then at the very end, like down here, right when they're about to buy, they search for, buy a cup of coffee now. And his point was everyone is focused on this like very high buyer intent. So it's like the noisiest, most competitive place. So his point was you want to provide information and talk about all the topics and all the things related so that as they work their way from the bottom here all the way up to the ready to buy, then they already know, like, and trust you. So when they're looking at their options, they've kind of already made up their mind.
I get it, man. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing good SEO.
So I thought, yeah, I liked that triangle thing because it was like, man, we haven't done this in so long. I can't even remember how to turn this off.
At the bottom. Yeah, there you go, man.
There we go.
Cool, man.
So there's that. Buyer's journey, satisfy the query. Like we can rank for anything, but if we're ranking for something and the person searching for that lands on the page and we're not satisfying the query, then we're going to drop out of there because Google's going to see everybody looking to, buy a cup of coffee is landing on this page and you're selling, chainsaws, then they're going to go back and Google's going to figure that out. So,
you're talking about a New York Times article that was written about the New York Times Square.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People that are looking for directions to the New York Times Square, and they land on a New York Times article about New York Times Square, then they're going to bail because they're actually looking for directions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right, man.
All right. So buyer's journey, satisfy the query.
Mm-hmm.
And then we briefly talk about off page versus on page. I guess satisfy the query and search intent. It's kind of the same if I'm going to limit it to like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So then that leads me, after I hit on those 3 high level topics, then I hit on off page versus on page. Then I can go to a few examples of on page to kind of give them something they can actually give them something actionable.
Yeah, like an article about New York Times and New York Times Square. I'm telling you, man, that'd be the best way to do it, man. Like you literally could draw like you could have a those whiteboard piece of paper and say, all right, hey, this article is going to be about New York Times Square in the New York Times, and you could talk about the page relevancy and how you're satisfying that buyer intent, because a buyer, no matter what, is somebody that is going to be making a decision on the search. They're going to be making a decision that your search is the best one, that your answer is the best one, right?
Yep.
Like, say, for example, we're going to write a new article, then we wanted this. Wonder Twins activate.
Boom.
There you go, man. Yeah, form of creating an awesome SEO presentation with Scott.
Dude, I like this. I've got start off with customer journey / they're the ones making the decision on search.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second slide topic is satisfy the query / searcher intent. And then the next point is on page versus off page,
Right.
which leads me to a few top examples of on page and how to research your own okay, that doesn't leave room for my
I'm telling you, man,
my backlinks.
You should just do one. You should just do on page, man. Literally, just being like, "Yo, this is the importance of the heading tags, and this is why. This is why we want to use a variation of the heading tags. This is why. This is why we want to have these many words. This is why we want to have our images here. This is why we want to have so many different images. You know, let's say the image is going to show some sort of relevancy. This is why."
Dude, excellent example. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, dude, that you don't know how much just this conversation's helped in getting all these ideas.
Yeah.
More malleable.
Good word, man. Makes me
unless yeah, man, I'm jealous.
I don't know. I got
dude,
McDonald's, man. It was like it was McDonald's. I was like, "Oh man, what is?" My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm getting Ronald."
This is my only prop. Some water.
Oh, I got a real good one, man. And then this is my last prop show.
It's gonna turn into coffee beans and SEO and props.
You know what I'm saying? Look,
dude, Carrot Top's gonna be watching our show for material.
All right. Props over. So props and disguises. So
awesome. I'm gonna make I just had an idea.
What's that?
What if I do my presentation video sales letter style as a practice run? It's only 10 minutes. You know?
Yeah. Why not?
Then I'll have a dry run. I'll produce some content while I'm practicing my talk.
Yeah, you gonna do it live on Facebook?
I can do it on Facebook, or I can do it on YouTube, wherever.
Yeah, both. I mean, think about it. Yeah, do it both, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah.
Do it daily.
The daily affirmation of SEO.
The daily whatever we named it. Top. Oh well, we're kind of top 5 aspects. Huh?
Yeah, so the first thing we did, just to kind of recap and wrap. First thing we did was talk about, an avatar. Who was the avatar? What's the commonality? So it was like, hey, everybody, so if you want to create an awesome SEO presentation, you need to first determine, who is the avatar? What do they have in common?
Audience.
That's a good word. An avatar, but I was thinking about the movie with the blue people. And that's my HubSpot training coming in, man.
Speaking of audience, I'm going to pop in and see how many viewers we have.
1. Did you get like, man?
No, I just did though. Now.
Okay, now we got a few likes now. Right on.
Dude, it's showing right now. It's still showing the triangle.
Wow.
How is that?
The triangle.
Oh, that's weird. It was like on a delay. Anyway, get back to, all right, first we got an audience. Who are we talking to? What do they know? What are we trying to inform them of?
Yeah. Okay, to start off saying, hey, this is what SEO is.
We have 2 viewers.
Yeah, man, us.
I do that.
But we'll have more people will watch, man, because all the other SEOs right now are busy SEOing on Good Friday, like everybody else.
Or they're like me and finding the doors are locked everywhere they go. Like the gym and where the internet is.
Memphis, man, the South, man.
Dude, Bible Belt, we're shutting down.
That's what I'm like. Yeah, the South, man. You guys are shutting down, man.
Yeah. So who's your audience? What do you want it? And then here's a good, dude, I've been using that Venn diagram of what the website visitor is looking for versus what you want them to see.
Yeah.
And where that overlaps, that sweet spot, you know,
make that
that's that's what you got to figure out, huh?
Yep. Yeah, man.
So they're like, I'm looking for a New York Times article on New York Times Square. And then they find it, and it's exactly what they're looking for.
And you're getting positive clicks, and then Google bumps it up. And it's like, oh my God, we ought to write an article about New York Times Square. And just
or I'm looking for on-page SEO experts to help me rank, and they find Drop the Strap or Rattel, and they're like, this is exactly what I was looking for.
Dude, yeah. Then you find a guy like this with a big old Ronald McDonald smile. Well, I think that would be it, man, for this week's show.
Yeah.
I know you got stuff to do and I got stuff to do, man. So it's been real, folks. Thank you for coming to this week's Coffee Beans and SEO show. We promise that we will be back to provide you more awesome content.
I know we took a few weeks off, but we're back now.
Yeah, this won't be an orphan page. All right.
All right. Till next time.
All right.